melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day, Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Are kids better off in an intact family? You bet they are. This is Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Kids living in a household with married parents do better in school, they're emotionally healthier, and they're more likely to stay out of trouble with the law. If you're in a troubled marriage, of course you should do everything you can to save your marriage, if only for your kids' sake. This includes considering alternatives to divorce. Of course, in some circumstances, divorce is unavoidable. In either case, if you're a man facing a crisis in your marriage, let us help you at Cordell & Cordell. Remember, we're the partner men can count on.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln, Cordell & Cordell, 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska, 68508.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good morning, folks, on this terrific one-lane Slimmy swim. You know, folks,
what does that even mean?
I got to break this out to you, folks.
We're doing too much.
Well, first of all, good morning to all you drivers out there this morning. Thanks for riding with us on this morning, The Drive. I came into the amazing barista here at 1040 O Street, the Mill, and Nick was in line. And he has this real cool Cubs jersey on. Mm-hmm. Who's the back on? Who's
Pete Crow Armstrong? Here, let me stand up for the camera.
Cheryl Crow Armstrong.
That's not what I said at all.
I guess it's Cheryl Crow and Lance Armstrong jersey.
All right, here we go. If you're on the video stream,
you can see the jersey, the Crow Armstrong jersey, number 4. It's a very nifty jersey he has on.
Yes,
but I looked at the back of his shoulders. And Nick is getting so cut up. I said, you look like George Brett. I mean, I just asked him. I said, are you a baseball player? And I was just seriously curious about it because I didn't recognize you from the back at first.
Yes, you did.
No, I really didn't.
Okay.
I don't have my glasses on. So I was like, did you play baseball anywhere? Because you got kind of broad shoulders, like a baseball player.
I didn't know you were serious about this.
I was, because your shoulders are so broad.
I feel bad now. Because I didn't know you were serious
and
about
you just
this.
told me to shut the hell up. I just thought that was inappropriate. Okay, Aaron Rodgers. You got Aaron Rodgers over here. You almost hit me. Almost doesn't count, kid. I mean, that's what I was kind of like. I'm just like, Nick, there's Jack Russell out there hanging out. I see a Jackaroo. Jack almost had a hole-in-one.
I heard.
Past week, man. He was like literally like 3 or 4 inches away from one. So Jack, next time. Yep.
Just hit another good golf shot.
Yeah, hit another good golf shot. But Nick, I was really shocked by just the sheer size and the broadness of your shoulders.
Well, thank you. Shoulder day is one of my favorite days.
Did you do that already this morning?
I did.
Good for you.
It was a shoulders and triceps day. But either way, no. The only reason I'm wearing, I actually have a polo by my desk because I got to change after this because I got a couple of meetings. But I wore the PCA jersey because, as you heard on early break, the guys were talking about how they're not going to watch the All-Star game tonight. I get it. I get that baseball. I even texted you yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I get that baseball's not the most exciting topic. However, like you have the best of the best tonight. If you can't tune in for 3 outs, there's other issues going on.
You know, I can't say there's other issues. It'd be like someone who doesn't like golf tuning in for the Open this weekend.
But the Open isn't the collection of all the best players. Like even well, so it is, but I'm saying All-Star weekends.
Okay,
I'm saying All-Star weekends.
I'll get you on that.
I told Sip, I admitted, like they were joking that they're like, oh, Nick's probably gonna DVR and watch it the whole thing. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm gonna do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing stuff, but I'll probably have it on in the background on my phone. Like I'm not. If it's not the Chicago Cubs, I'm not gonna sit there for 9 straight innings and intently watch. Like that's not. I'm not trying to tell people how to live their lives. But as a sports consumer, this is one of the things that you have, 30 of the best baseball players in the entire world. Now, are there flaws to it? 100%. Last night's home run derby, I loved the format. Pat McAfee needs to stay away from baseball. Like there's a lot of things that I have a lot of thoughts. Home run derbies are incredibly difficult from a presentation standpoint. They're incredibly difficult because all you do is the camera just continues to go from the batter up into the sky, back to the batter, back to the sky, back to the bat. Like that's all you're doing. And so it makes for a really difficult and really ugly presentation on TV because it's hard to follow. But you also had guys mashing 513 foot home runs last night. It's incredible.
Well, I watched not the replay, but the highlights actually this morning when I got up. Unknown texture, good morning to you. 7576 says the home run derby was fire last night, though. Those guys put on the show. He goes, now I'm a baseball fan. I will watch the game. Unknown texter.
I will say this, like one of the things that needs to change with all-star voting for at least baseball is fan voting, right? Like there's a lot of guys, for example, like there's a lot of guys that should not be in the all-star game tonight that are, and they are in over much more notable guys and much more guys that have a lot more longevity of this season. Like, for example, Brewers rookie pitcher Jacob Misiorowski. Has great stats. He's only been in the league for about a month. And so he got put in over a couple of Phillies pitchers that have been up there in the entire season. They have a lot longer of a career, and their statistics over the sample size that they have are a lot more impressive. But that's just fan voting. And so like there's certainly flaws. Like, don't get me wrong, baseball, I'm not saying in any way is anywhere close to perfect. And I'm not sure any professional organization is particularly thrilled with who they have as commissioner, whether you're in the NFL, whether you're in the NBA or in your Major League Baseball. So there's a lot of issues with it, but here we are.
I agree with you, Craig. Good morning to your brother. He goes, baseball in person is entertaining. On TV, yuck. I'd rather watch paint dry. You know what, Craig? I'm not far off from you.
Yeah.
In that I will have it playing in the background this evening. I'm getting some work done, but just to like to be, just like tuned in. Going to baseball, I've only been to 2 major league games. When I told you when I'm out to San Francisco with my agent, took me to the A's versus the Giants game. The Giants Stadium is insane in San Fran.
That used to be Oracle Park.
Yes, and I don't know what it's called now, but it has that whole entertainment district surrounding the stadium now too, and it's off the chains.
I think it's just like T-Mobile Park or something like that. But then they got the Cove. They got the Cove in right field. They got the Covey's Cove.
It is really cool.
Yeah,
and of course the Pirates. I mean, because of you and Raph,
Beautiful
I ended up going to that almost a year ago this August, almost maybe 2 years ago, a year ago. But going to the game, Craig, I'm with you. I could sit there all night, which I did. Even after you got out of hand, I was still just sitting there, just taking all the scenery, taking it in, etc. But tonight, I will check it out though, man, because like you said, Nick, it is the best 30 players in the world in baseball. If nothing else, out of just curiosity, I'll just have it play in the background and tune into it.
I would almost say this. Okay, this is going to find like the niche baseball fans. I would say this, that it's more enjoyable, and I'll say this, like it's more enjoyable to watch the World Baseball Classic, which is essentially, I guess, the Olympics of baseball. The World Baseball Classic, it happens every couple of years, to where players represent their countries and they play against each other. And you have like USA versus Puerto Rico and USA versus the Dominican Republic and stuff like that. That's more interesting than the All-Star game. I wish that the All-Star game also still had implications on who got home field advantage for the World Series. Now they don't have that anymore. There's a lot of things that they've tried to change to modernize the game. I get that you have to try to appease the younger fans, but also at the end of the day, you can't have one leg into let's modernize it to make it appealing for the younger fans, but also keep this idea that we're going to be this traditional, the America's pastime sport. You can't be one leg in each. You have to fully dive into one of those things, and understand you're probably not going to make everybody happy.
Nick, let me ask you this, because when we first met, and me and Raph started working with you 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And 3 years ago.
Has it been that long?
Soon coming up on 4 years. But 3 years ago, remember how bad of a state baseball was in from a marketing standpoint?
Oh, it's horrible.
And you were talking about things they have to do. So here we are, 1,000 days later, give or take. How has baseball improved, in your opinion, as far as the marketing and branding to the American public?
Well, I think they've made it more accessible. You remember a couple of years ago, and even just like 10 years ago, they would have, in terms of cable TV, they would have one game a week on TBS, and it'd be like on Sundays, and it was always like the Braves and the Yankees. Like that was always the game that TBS always had. Maybe the Phillies were on there as well, and that was like your one national TV. However, I think one thing that's helped baseball incredibly well has been streaming. So obviously, like Major League Baseball TV is a thing to where you can get every out of market game, and there's still issues with it to where they have blackouts. Like Royals fans, if you buy MLB TV here in Lincoln, you can't watch Kansas City Royals games because they're blacked out. So like they still need to get rid of and make some agreements and decisions on blackouts and stuff. However, there was a couple of years ago, actually it might have been year one, that we started working together. AD, they were supposed to have the Major League Baseball draft, and this is notable because it just happened a couple of days ago. they were supposed to have the Major League Baseball draft in Omaha right after the College World Series. It was supposed to be the same weekend of the College World Series. And like, we looked at that and said, okay, wait, this is great, because you have not only the local fans that love baseball, but you also have everybody that actually traveled specifically for baseball that are all congregating in this one area. And you could hold the draft at that time, it was called TD Ameritrade Park. You can hold the draft at TD Ameritrade, and you have passionate baseball fans that are here for the College World Series. They will come and enjoy the MLB draft. But then also, there's something to be said about it draws more fans when you get to know, okay, this guy that I'm about to go see start on the mound for Arkansas just went 3rd overall to the Mariners, or this guy that I'm about to go see hit 3rd for LSU just got selected 1st overall by the Tigers. Like, you can have those types of conversations. 90% of those guys are going to get drafted eventually, but to actually have an idea of where they're going, what organization they're a part of, they just got drafted the night before, and here they are playing in the College World Series final. Things like that are just boosters to drive, hopefully, attendance. There's a lot that they can improve on. I mean, certainly there's a lot that they can improve on. Umpiring, it can always get better. They're going to try out. Another piece tonight that I'm excited for, guys, is the ABS system. It's called the Automatic Balls and Strikes System. The way it works out, and they're testing it in the All-Star game tonight, each side gets 2 challenges. So the AL, the American League, will get 2 challenges, and the National League will get 2 challenges. And it doesn't matter if you're hitting or if you're in the field, whatever the case may be. And basically, it's the 2 people that are most important are the catcher and the batter. The catcher, if he thinks that it was a strike and it was called a ball, he has to immediately tap his helmet. It has to be within a certain quick time frame, because they have the technology in the dugout that'll tell if whether it was a strike or not. So he needs to essentially immediately tap his helmet. There's about 7 cameras that are laid out across the stadium that take the batter's height, the official strike zone, the width, the depth, the actual strike zone. And basically it replays it on the screen. And if it shows you if the ball touched any part of the strike zone, and basically it's automatic balls or strikes. And so the same way that it can work for the catcher, it can work for the hitter, to where the hitter can immediately tap his helmet. If he gets rang up on a strike 3 and he thinks that it was a ball, he can immediately tap his helmet. Everybody kind of looks at the screen. Everybody gets to see it. It's not an umpire going into a tent to see it. Everybody in the stands get to see it. They get to see if it was 3 millimeters off, if it was a centimeter off, whatever it might be. And then the call is what it's supposed to be. If you are unsuccessful on the challenge, you lose it. If you are successful, you get to keep it. Things like that. They're trying to modernize the game, and I get it, but it's going to go away from the human element that everybody also loves.
It's going to be interesting to see that tonight in his debut. Cal Riley, of course, won last night. He was coming into this. He was, at 38 home runs, even coming into the All-Star break. He was 1 shy of Barry Bonds' record leading up to that point. They have a video of him that I thought was pretty cool. I watched this morning when he was 8 years old. He's saying he's going to be the home run derby king.
Yeah.
And he ends up doing it with his father pitching, his son right there. So ended up knocking, I think it was 50. How many home runs did he have last night? 54 homers over 3 rounds, 18 in the finale. So 22-year-old, he's a young cat too, man. Just think, for his age, just a few years ago, 12, 13 years ago, he was just this kid saying, I'm going to be the home run derby champ. And he does it. So those are things I like, regardless of how much that I watch or don't watch baseball. Those are the stories that really humanize it. And Nick, think about that. You're older than this guy.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I'm older than the guy's jersey that I'm wearing.
Yeah, I mean, he's
making his first All-Star game appearance. Pete Crow Armstrong making his first appearance in an All-Star game tonight, and he's 23.
I just think that's cool stuff. So regardless if you're a huge fan or not, those are the stories behind the scenes that are pretty cool. That is, his father and his brother were showing kind of the hardware that he won last night. So kudos to Kyle Riley for winning that last night, home run derby champ, winning it with 51 homers across 3 rounds, including 18 in the final.
Ooh,
Nick,
this is interesting.
What's that?
Another, we're getting a lot of thoughts on umpires on the text line, 402-464-5685. James in Lincoln says that puts a lot of power. We're talking about the automatic balls and strikes. It's active right now in the minors, and it's there in the minors. So Major League Baseball has this opportunity to where they can test things out in the minor leagues before they bring it to the majors. So that's why they're testing it. They tested it during spring training. They tested it. They're testing it right now in the minors, and then now they're testing it out tonight at the All-Star game.
You read James has got a good.
That's what I was going to say. Is he James and Lincoln says that puts a lot of power in the hands of the players. I would actually just prefer them to eliminate home plate umpires altogether and use the automatic strike system. We're talking 200 to 250 pitches per game that we have to depend on somebody getting it right every time. That's too much on a human, if you ask me, and I'm a traditionalist.
I think
that's
it's interesting, James.
And that's where, like, maybe we need to get Jeff Heinrichs back in here at some point, because there's a lot of really, really good umpires out there. And I say this when we bring up the umpire conversation often, of like, we talk so often about how bad they are or how many calls they get wrong. But James, you just mentioned it, like 250 pitches a game. Let's just say that hypothetically, these umpires are probably getting 247 of them right. And instead of focusing on the 247, we're focusing on the 3. Mm-hmm. And it's like, think about that. Okay, let's expand that over the course of a 3-game series. We're talking 750 pitches, and they get 741 of them correct. We focus so intently on those 9 that they got wrong over the 3-game set that we don't think about the 741 that they did get correct.
I totally agree. I'm gonna push back on you for 1 second.
Yeah.
Not just in baseball, in all sports. Sometimes one of those 9 or those 3 they miss
means a lot
are
more.
Game deciders.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. But you know what, Nick? That's the human factor that James is talking about too. We're not going to be perfect. You're striving to be as good as you possibly can to get every call right and correctly, and as long as it's not egregious. You know what I'm saying?
So here's an example. So because James said, I would severely doubt that they're getting that many right, but I'm hoping to be wrong. So here's
an unknown texture. 6320 goes, no, they miss 10 to 12.
And that's what I'm saying. There's some umpires that do. There's some, like, we know how bad Angel Hernandez was. We know how Campos, who threw out Coastal Carolina's head coach in the College World Series, he was known for having sometimes not a great eye. But like, here's an umpire scorecard from 2 nights ago. And there's a Twitter account that posts these every single night for every single game, the home plate umpires scorecard, essentially. And so it says the umpire's name, Brendan Miller. This final score was St. Louis Cardinals 5, the Braves 4. His overall accuracy, he watched 147 pitches, called 143 of them correct. The overall favor, because they put in analytics, they put in all these other things, and it lists out his most impactful missed calls. In the top of the,
that's the key right there. And that's what Ryan was saying here, and James, I'm feeling you on that.
But like, here's the most impactful missed calls, and these they judge these missed calls and which ones were most impactful by the change in run expectancy after he made the call, if that makes if that makes sense. So in the bottom of the 5th inning, it talks about, hey, this was the pitcher, this was the hitter, nobody out, there was a runner on first, it was a no ball, no strike count, and the first pitch of the at-bat is called a strike instead of a ball. And so, like, it is incredibly detailed. I mean, here's the thing. He called that were strikes on, what night? Was that Sunday? He was 98% correct. 2 out of 107 called balls were actually strikes. So he missed 2 calls there.
2.
And then he missed 2 out of 40 called strikes were actually balls. So he missed 4 calls out of 100 and 147 on Sunday. There's a lot of really, really bad umpires. Don't get me wrong. And especially in the field as well. A lot of really bad umpires, but there are also really good ones as well.
You know what, Nick? It reminds me of, and I would just think about how do you relate it to another sport. I think about, oh gosh, I forget what year it was. And text line helped me out. And Nick, you weren't even born yet. When the refs did not call the face mask against K-State. It was blue.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, his helmet was completely turned around.
It was turned around.
You relate that in any sport. They may have called a great game all night.
Yeah.
But you blow one that
the lights are the brightest. The lights are too bright.
So that's why I personally, I'm kind of like James. I'm kind of like James and Ryan as well. I'm curious to see what this ABS system will do, because even if okay, let's say Nick, let's say you were being gratuitous, and let's say you were being very very favorable in 247 out of 250, or even 240 out of 237 out of 240. But man, if one of those three were ones that cost them the game, that the guy hits a grand slam or hits a single or hits a walk-off.
Exactly.
Then it's like you forget about the 247 he got right.
Yeah.
You're thinking about what he got wrong cost us the game.
Now I will say this. That's why I am in favor. I'm in 100% favor of the automatic balls and strike system that we're going to see tonight. I am 100% in favor of it. Why? Because exactly what you said, James, it puts a lot of power in the hands of players. You have to be strategic with when you challenge. You have to be strategic with whether or not you want to challenge a pitch.
Yeah.
And if you get it incorrect, it relies on you to know the strike zone just as well as the umpire.
Right. So it puts the onus on you to say, "Are you sure you want to test this?"
So then after the game,
you can't yell at the ref.
You can't get so mad because guess what? Those challenges, they don't. It's like timeouts. They don't carry over to the next half or the next game.
Right.
You get 2 per game no matter what. If you leave the game after 9 innings and go, man, what a horrible call in the top of the 9th inning where we got struck out. It shouldn't have been. Well, then we look up and there was 2 challenges remaining or 1 challenge remaining. Well, guess what? That's just as much your fault. Yeah,
that's right. You didn't use them.
So it forces you to stay in tune to the game.
It's gonna be good.
But also, can you imagine how wild it would look for baseball? And they will never go to this because you need somebody to be able to call like safe and out at home and stuff. But how bizarre it would look without a home plate umpire.
Yeah, it would look a little weird.
I mean, think about it if the batter and the catcher just started throwing hands too. You got to run 90 feet. You got to run like 95 feet to go in and stop them. I mean, so it's just, you're never going to get to that point. But I think like, that's why I do. Everybody's got the technology. All the organizations have the money to invest in cameras. If the minor leagues can do it, guess what? Major League Baseball organizations can as well. It's really, really fascinating, all the technology that's involved there. And I'm excited to see it tested out tonight. And I'm sure the videos will surface on social media.
Even illegal technology, Houston Astros.
Yeah.
IQ Crew says, as a society, we're after 178 years. It's too much for human to be an umpire. Technology isn't good for everything. And you know what, IQ Crew, I agree with you on that too. I think there's elements you still have to keep in there as well. But I do say that if you can improve the integrity of the game,
100%, you
definitely got to do that. So it's a, you know what, IQ Crew, I would say that it's a happy medium. It's a happy medium you have to reach. And I don't know what that answer is, but it's got to be a happy medium.
I think it would be awesome for everybody, like you and I, AD, I think it would be a blast to, with gear on, obviously, go back and be behind a catcher to where you're seeing a guy be able to throw 101 consistently. And then break off like an 83-mile-an-hour slider.
I'm just going to rephrase what you said. That'd be cool if you did that.
well, you know what
You're
I mean.
a catcher. You were used to that.
But I'm saying, I'm not used to standing there without a glove. But like, I think it's really, really interesting to think about as umpires. They just stand there and they're just hoping that the catcher catches the ball or they block a ball because that ball's coming at him 101. And you're hoping that the catcher knows that a fastball is coming and doesn't think it's a slider. Goes low and away to a right-hand hitter, and that fastball goes up right straight through right to your mask. 102 in the dome.
That's fast.
In the dome.
Oh, Dad, 34. Thank you. He goes, that was in 1999 when Crouch was basically decapitated with a face mask in that one.
That was bad.
It's horrible. Folks, when we come back, we got some more baseball, but it's Nebraska baseball and some things that took place with them as far as some guys who got drafted, guys who made a decision to come back. We'll discuss that. 10 o'clock. There's a particular writer that says Nebraska's got the easiest schedule in the Big Ten.
Time to lock in.
We'll discuss that when Rafi joins us as well. Also, we're going to get to Teddy Bridgewater. He was simply trying to do something to help. Might get slapped on the wrist. We'll discuss that at 10:30. We'll be back, folks. It's The Drive.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Don't miss the 8th Annual Wing Fest on Saturday, July 26th at Haymarket Park from 5 till 8 p.m. Local restaurants will be serving wings from 5 to 7 p.m. with live music going until 8. Ice cream and beverages will also be available for purchase, and all the proceeds from the event will go to benefit students in the local community. Get your tickets today at wingfestlincoln.com and make sure you attend the 8th Annual Wingfest at Haymarket Park on July 26th.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Lights out? Let LES know where to go. Powerline matches your phone number to your service address so LES can respond to outages faster. Keep your information up to date at les.com/powerline.
Hi, folks. The weather is for sure heating up, and Coppel Chevrolet GMC is following suit. The discounts are really as good as they've ever been. $14,500 off list price, or 0% financing on select new models. Folks, you heard that right. Smoking hot deals at Coppel. $14,500 off list price, or 0% APR. So take that short drive down 144th Street or at koppelcars.com. STK number G269520. All deals with trade-in and approved credit.
This July, Acres is celebrating the birth of our nation. The fireworks include the opportunity to save big with great pricing on our late model John Deere ag equipment. Plus, you can lock in interest rates as low as 1.9% on select used John Deere planters, tractors, sprayers, and combines. Red hot rates combined with our explosive discounts make July the perfect time to buy and save. Don't wait. These deals won't last long. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer July 31st, 2025. Some approved financing. Offer may change anytime without notice.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 94. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely. Low around 68. And tomorrow, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, probably sunny skies with a high around 85. My meteorologist, Kyle Becker, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikeroll-off.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That one swim, that one swim, that one swim, that one swim. Cut it down to a lane, cut it down to. Cut it down to a lane, cut it down to. Cut it down to a lane, cut it down to. Cut it down to a lane, cut it down to.
I got to be honest with you guys. So somebody was listening to the show last week, and they texted me after the show, and they were like, hey, so remind me, why did they call you Swim? And I was like,
gotta tell them the story, man.
I gotta tell them the story.
This morning asking that. I think
Did they?
Yeah, someone, if you look back at the text line, I know someone asked that just this morning.
Okay, let me click on them.
Yes, someone asked.
Old Dad 34.
Old Dad 34.
Where did the nickname Swim come from? Okay,
tell them the story.
I walked in fat. And I walked in. Okay, not fat. But I was.
Come on, Nick. Come on. I walked in fat. It's the beginning of the story, folks.
No, I was kidding. I walked in wearing a bright. I mean, not even bright. It was just an aqua blue polo one day. This was 3 years ago. I mean, we were still at our old studio.
Yeah.
We were still at our old studio, so it would have been, I mean, multiple years ago. and it's while early break is going on, and we were getting ready for the show, and I just hear Sip over the microphone go, "Oh, look at the polo that Nick's got on. Looks like a big swimming pool." And I looked at him and I was like, "Wait a minute, that does not come across that well." And then he goes, I like looked at him with a judgmental look, and he goes, "What?" He's like, "You look like a big swimming pool, big swim."
Big swim.
And then it started a big swim, and then now, 45 pounds later, it's just swim.
Yeah, he's one lane now. I mean, it's not even it's not a baby pool.
So when we talk about one lane, or when they talk about one lane, because I haven't adopted that one, they're not talking about on the roadway. They're talking about in a swimming pool.
He's one lane. He's not the swimming pool. He's not the baby pool. He is one lane, and that lane keeps getting tighter and tighter.
I'm gonna tell you this though: the swim nickname has stuck incredibly well. It rolls off the tongue. I did not expect it to stick. I mean, we'll be at like Husker basketball games, or I'll be. So here's the story, and I don't know if they listen. I was at Golf League like a month ago, and I'm on a hole, and I'm about ready to hit a shot from the rough, and a cart drives by, and they notice. They're like, swim. Didn't even I don't know who they are, but I was like, Sip will tell you. He's like, I feel awkward calling you Nick instead of Swim.
Dude, I said,
Jake doesn't call me Nick anymore. He calls me Swim.
You ought to get a graphic designer to come up with a shirt for you, man. Some gear, swim gear. I'm serious, man.
I should. I should start making money off.
What'd your parents think?
Oh, they don't care.
They love it.
They're all about it.
It's a great name, man.
Yeah.
You know who started AD?
I
told you this.
Oh, you did tell. It wasn't Ron Brown, was it? Wasn't Coach Brown?
Just think.
Oh man.
The other coach is black as well. That helps.
Okay, no, that doesn't. Who started it?
He had a deep voice like this. Turner
Gill.
He
That's
goes,
right.
AD, number 83. AD. And then dude, there were
Go run stairs.
Yeah, no AD. Go run. Yeah, there's seriously people that didn't even know my real name.
That's crazy.
And now my son, little AD, he's AD.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just crazy how someone can give you a nickname and it stick with you for the rest of your life, man.
Oh, great. I'm going to be 65 years old. Swim. That's going to be Bones says I still like Thick Nick or Thickless better. I forgot about those ones. There's been a lot of short term DP when I was an intern for DP show right when I started out. They nicknamed me Nick Papa Giorgio. Papa Giorgio from Yuma. They nicknamed that to me. So I mean, there's been a lot of just but Swim has stuck more than any, and it's become universally known a little bit.
Iconic name now, man. You got to keep on that one.
No, it's not.
You got to keep on.
Get
that.
out of here.
Iconic.
Speaking of iconic names,
Mason McConaughey.
Yes.
Yeah, we segued out of it.
Let's get out of it.
Husker baseball news, folks. Nick is going to fill us in. I did some research myself on these. These are pretty cool. We got Mason. Okay, Mason McConaughey, as you know, is going to Texas. Okay.
To the Rangers. Yep.
To the Texas Rangers. Nick, what's your thoughts on Mason McConaughey? You think it's a good fit for him there?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity.
First of all, it's a good opportunity anywhere you
I
go.
was going to say, yeah, that slot value of about $660,000 are not bad there. I just think, like I said it yesterday on the show, unfortunately, for Nebraska, I think Nebraska's going to lose their Friday night guy. They're going to have to move Ty Horn probably into that role. I think we kind of saw maybe some of the writing on the wall coming closer to the Major League Baseball draft because of the additions that Nebraska got. They actually, Nebraska, we'll talk about it in a second. I mean, there's a couple of commits that heard their name called for some Major League organizations that have decisions to make.
Yeah,
they're going to lose out on a transfer, TJ Hennon, who was a transfer pitcher from Augustana. He's going to choose to sign with the Baltimore Orioles. He got selected in the early teens. And so he's the Augustana transfer that was committed to Nebraska. He's going to forego college and he's going to
can't blame the kid.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Not blame the kid.
And so, okay. So for example, that's a perfect conversation with Mason McConaughey. Mason McConaughey got hurt this year.
Yeah.
He had some pretty serious elbow surgery and missed a good chunk of the year. And this is a heck of an opportunity coming off of an injury to still get drafted in the top 5 rounds.
Nick, to your point, they knew what he was capable of.
Sure.
But let's say he opts to come back, which in my opinion would not be wise. Then you get hurt again. He was very fortunate and blessed to get drafted as high as he did based off the body work. Because would he play a quarter of a season? If that?
Not even. It was 2 weeks. It was early March that he ended up getting banged up. I just think that it'd be a heck of an opportunity to pass up for Mason McConaughey. And then we see Luke Broderick, who's probably going to choose to go play for the Colorado Rockies. He got drafted in the 9th round. And so he's a guy that he has a power fastball, just didn't use it a whole lot.
Maybe it's the Rockies. No, I'm good at Nebraska, dog.
But there's also something
good.
There's there's a a good point. But no, I think
the paycheck, of course.
Yeah, the paycheck and just the opportunity, because you never know trades and things like that. Those minor guys, those guys that are in the minors, that once you get to like AA and stuff, you can get shipped around so much just because you get traded, you get sent down or whatever the case may be. So I think, heck, let's be honest here, from a big picture standpoint, AD, Nebraska's had a pretty good history the last 5 years under Will Bolt with guys getting drafted.
Nick, let me ask you this. And I listened to you and Austin a little bit on baseball talk. What do you guys call
Baseball
it?
Corner, yep.
Baseball Corner. Does that put even more pressure on Nebraska staff? Now, granted, to you guys' point, like you said, and we all know this, they did win the Big Ten title.
Yeah.
They did do that. Okay, that's cool. But does it make Nebraska fans, does it make us thirst more and become more impatient with saying, why can't we take care of business during the season? You got 8 draft picks so far.
Yeah.
Over his career.
Yeah.
Since he's been here, 8 draft picks.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, okay, so what's going on during the season?
I genuinely think a lot of
And
it
I'm just asking.
for Nebraska baseball is finding a consistent floor. Like find a consistent floor. We can worry about the ceiling and whether or not Nebraska is a capable program of making a super regional. But I think there's a lot of it that needs to they got to find a floor. Like the going from a 40-win program to then the next very season with a lot of the same guys barely winning 30 great games. And then, yes, they won the Big Ten championship, but it was they had to scratch and claw to get in. There's concerning pieces about that. Nebraska's going to replace a lot next year, but they were able to keep a lot of valuable pieces. Case Sanderson is one of them. Devin Nunez, who's going to be making the transition to center field, it sounds like, is certainly one of them, because obviously they need to replace Riley Silva, who entered the transfer portal. And then last night, one of the big Major League Baseball draft stories, we're talking about all these guys that got drafted. Dylan Carey did not hear his name called. He's a shortstop for Nebraska.
Coming back.
He probably looks at this one as an opportunity to come back, try to rake a little bit, and then see if you can get your name called in next year's MLB draft. And so there's pieces coming back, and Nebraska's going to be okay. But I think they need to find their floor and find a little consistency there.
Nick, I think it's well stated what you mentioned. I think, like you said, Dylan Carey, this could be a season for him to come back and really make some money.
Yeah.
I'm not talking just only here in Nebraska, but I'm talking about to really say, okay, almost with a chip on your shoulder and say, you know what? Okay, then
I just think like there's reasons to be excited about Nebraska baseball, and from a longevity standpoint and big picture. Okay, let's look at some of the guys that they've gotten drafted. Spencer Schwellenbach, they didn't get recruited by this staff. He didn't, but he was still a part of this staff in 2021 and also in 2020. Gets drafted second round. Josh Caron's a third round draft pick. Cade Povich is in Major League Baseball right now. Like there's a lot of guys that have gotten drafted. Max Anderson, Bryce Matthews is just one. Like, so when they're talking about the recruiting pitches to some of these guys, there's things that they can lean on and say, hey, look, there's a proven track record of us being able to get guys to get drafted. And there's a difference also between just getting drafted and being able to make the show.
Absolutely. Folks, that is kind of our baseball roundup. There is going to be some more additions because, like I said, Nebraska, we lost two of those guys we thought we were going to get through the portal to get drafted. But, that shows you the caliber of guys they're going after, too.
And there's even a couple of high school guys that Nebraska was in on that heard their name called in the later rounds yesterday. And they have decisions to make because, there's guys that will get drafted in the 15th or 16th or 17th round and say, okay, let me go to college. The nice thing about here's the other part is that I do actually appreciate about baseball to a certain extent is these high school guys have to make these decisions on whether or not they want to go pro when they're 17 years old, 17, 18 years old, or you got to be in college for 3 years.
Right.
It's you're either there out of high school or you're there in college for 3 years. It's not like the NBA to where you could get drafted out of high school, go to college, get drafted. Like you have to make the decision for yourself. And so there's a lot. Like, it's always funny to me because Ethan Holiday, who's the son of Matt Holiday, who was the former Rocky, former Cardinal, who his older brother Jackson Holiday was selected first overall a couple of years ago by the Baltimore Orioles and is now in Major League's system for the Orioles. Ethan Holiday, he got selected fourth overall. Well, he's been committed to Oklahoma State for about a year and a half now, but Oklahoma State has had to operate with this idea of, we're not going to have Ethan Holiday.
Right.
He's not going to turn down a first-round MLB draft pick or top 5 overall pick. So they have to operate with like, we have this commit, but he's not going to end up being here.
Yeah, he'll never don a jersey.
Yeah.
Fred Nat Hoiberg, good to see your name, brother. It's been a minute. He goes, plus our top baseball draft pick was out with injury. You're talking about Mason.
McConaughey.
Freddie, you're exactly spot on, brother. We got history when we come back, folks. Top of the hour, we got Raph joining us because Phil still thinks Nebraska's schedule is soft as Charmin. We'll discuss when we come back.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 94. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely, low around 68. And tomorrow, we'll change the showers and storms. Otherwise, probably sunny skies with a high around 85. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
An award-winning softball season deserves a celebration. Don't miss your chance to congratulate Jordy Ball in person. Join the team at Midwest Bank for a special meet and greet on July 16th at their Jamie Lane location as they recognize her incredible achievements. Bring your friends, your team spirit, and your favorite gear for Jordy to sign, and it all kicks off at 4 p.m. They can't wait to see you there. Get all the details at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
When you're outdoors beneath Nebraska skies, adventure comes in all sizes. From quick escapes and long weekends to true off-the-grid retreats. Paddle, hike, camp, explore. Whether you have a few hours or a few days, we'll guide you to a state park or recreation area that's a perfect fit. Start your next adventure today at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back on this tremendous Tuesday. It's beautiful outside on this Tuesday. Sunny. Not much of a breeze going on. Come down here, have a cup of coffee, cold beverage. Nick, what are you sipping on this morning?
A little cold brew action, a little sugar-free caramel cold brew.
Sugar-free. Nick was teasing me when I came. He goes, how do you, because this morning it came from the gym, and so I'm kind of hot still from the shower. And so I'm
After
drinking
shower
coffee.
sweats.
Yeah. But I was telling Nick, because when I worked construction, when I was in college, you didn't know.
I had no idea.
I was just a cleaner. I couldn't build nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just cleaned. But it was for Chuck Leiniger.
Okay.
Chuck Leiniger had a construction company at the time, and he was framed houses. And so I would basically just kind of keep the work site cleaned and all the rest of that stuff, and hand them plywood and 2x4s and all that stuff. And they used to have me cut sometimes, but sometimes my cuts were jacked up. Man, it was like, okay, what are we going to use this for?
You have a line to follow, and you went away from the line.
So yeah, man, I wasn't the best at construction, but I would clean the heck out of that work site, though.
I bet
that
so.
work site would be spiffy. I'll put it that way.
Father like son.
Yeah, so exactly.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would have coffee, but it cools your system. And text line,
I had no idea about this.
yes, when you're hot, you drink something hot, it cools your system. It's crazy how that works, man.
I'll take your word for it.
Yes, indeed. But this guy would understand, because this is Jack Russell. He's old just like me, a Farm Bureau Financial Services. He's been a well-respected representative since 1999. And he can help protect your home, your fingers too, if you cut them off like I did almost at times. Your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. Nick, can you build anything? Because I can't.
Oh, with directions, absolutely.
That's just not my forte.
I don't have the patience to sit there and figure it out on my own.
But the people who can do it.
Oh, my dad.
It's such a gift.
I wish I was more like my dad, because my dad can build and fix anything.
See, my brother Mark is like MacGyver.
Yeah.
That dude will fix anything, can build anything.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law Troy, holy smokes.
Here's the question.
He can
for
really
you.
build.
Are you,
literally built houses.
Are
before.
you one of those guys that just has because this is where my dad and my grandpa are at, they just have random stuff laying around. And I know a lot of guys are like this out there, to where it's
what do you mean?
My dad will keep a random piece of 1.5 foot piece of plywood. And it gets close to the hoarding, conversation. And I'm like, we don't need this. We don't need to keep this. We can just throw this away or take it somewhere. I might need that down the road. And then sure as heck, 6 months down the road, I forget we even have it. And it's like, I think I got something for this. Goes into the garage. He's like, see, got it. Knew I needed it. It's such a dad thing too.
It is.
It's such an old man thing.
Yeah, I wish I had that gift.
My grandpa's got 4 mowers, and it's like, what do you need? What do you need 4 mowers?
But you know, in case one goes out, he's got parts for it.
I was gonna say that's exactly what it is. It's like, well, I already used the part for this from this one on this one, so now I got to replace that part with a part from this one. So it's like we got 3 half working mowers and one that actually works full blast.
But see, those guys think differently, because my brother, this was a number of years ago. I needed a part for my car.
Yeah,
and I was talking, because my brother Mark, like I said, he could fix anything. So I was going to go buy this part. He goes, there's a scrap yard.
Yep, you pull it.
You just pull it. That's what it's called, right?
That's where. So when I hit the only accident, knock on wood, that I've ever been in is I was pulling out of my garage at 5 a.m. going to a high school lift, and I hit my side mirror on the garage. And so instead of buying a whole new mirror, we went and found a similar car to what I had.
Yeah.
And now that you have.
Yeah.
And you
doesn't work anymore.
You didn't even know, did it?
Yeah, it's broke. No, it's fine.
Oh, thank goodness.
No. It works great.
Thank goodness. Still running. But anyway, we found one of the mirrors, we painted it, and we put it on there.
Yeah,
I didn't disclose that in the sale on my bed. It's not the manufactured mirror.
So now you're telling me we got a tainted mirror.
It's not the manufactured
mirror. No wonder
mirror.
that thing doesn't work half the time.
It's not.
What else is tainted on that vehicle?
There's a stain on the back mat from a French pie that I spilled. But anyway, we'll continue this conversation.
Radiator's busted?
No, it's not. It's working fine.
Windows got a buckshot through it. I was like, were you in a drive-by in this car?
I was doing the
Didn't think the streets were that mean over by Pius X.
I don't know where Pius X is. I only know Pius
the 10th. Oh, he could bougie. Would you like some gray poupon?
I would love some. Had that for lunch on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Folks, in history, this is actually a very interesting one before we go to break, and it blew me away to think about this. 2018 Wimbledon men's tennis champ Novak Djokovic.
Oh, close.
Novak Djokovic.
Djokovic.
Oh, you pronounce the D with a J.
Yeah.
Wins his fourth Wimbledon title, beating South African Cameron Anderson 6-2, 6-2, 7-6. The last American Wimbledon female to win it was Serena Williams, particularly back in 2016 in the singles. The last American man to win. How many years ago do you think it was, Nick?
Two. I couldn't even tell you.
So the tennis players out there.
Oh, well, okay. Actually, I know who it was. Wasn't it Andy Murray? Okay, it wasn't. I can't remember. Maybe
initial. His
9.
First letter of his name starts with a P.
I couldn't tell you. Oh, I guess Andy Murray's also British. My bad.
Pete Sampras, the last male that won it, was in 2000.
Oh, so it's been a while.
25 years ago since an American male has won the Wimbledon. 9 years ago since a gal won the singles. That was Serena Williams. So it's been a long time for an American to win the Wimbledon. They're getting dominated right now.
It feels like Coco Gauff will be the one to kind of break that for the women's side.
She got bounced early.
Yeah, she did.
She got bounced very early. Folks, when we come back, we'll have Rav join us because we're going to talk about this guy, Phil Steele. Nebraska's soft schedule. So kind of a juxtaposition of words. So we'll discuss when we come back. It's The Drive.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
And electrical.
Lights out? Let LES know where to go. Powerline matches your phone number to your service address so LES can respond to outages faster. Keep your information up to date at les.com/powerline.
Don't miss the 8th Annual Wing Fest on Saturday, July 26th at Haymarket Park from 5 till 8 p.m. Local restaurants will be serving wings from 5 to 7 p.m. with live music going until 8. Ice cream and beverages will also be available for purchase, and all the proceeds from the event will go to benefit students in the local community. Get your tickets today at wingfestlincoln.com and make sure you attend the 8th Annual Wingfest at Haymarket Park on July 26th.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
This July, Acres is celebrating the birth of our nation. The fireworks include the opportunity to save big with great pricing on our late model John Deere ag equipment. Plus, you can lock in interest rates as low as 1.9% on select used John Deere planters, tractors, sprayers, and combines. Red hot rates combined with our explosive discounts make July the perfect time to buy and save. Don't wait. These deals won't last long. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer July 31st, 2025. Subproof financing. Offer may change anytime without notice.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. We are joined by the man, the myth, the legend of Seattle Southeast, Huntsville, Alabama. Rafferty, what's up, my brother?
Good morning. How is everyone today?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Any rain in the forecast for Huntsville?
Not right now. I think we might have a day of no rain. We had rain, was it yesterday? Yeah, that was great. So yeah, love rain. Rain.
How are you going to spend your dry day?
I'm going to pack, and then we are heading to Nashville at about 2:30. And then tomorrow morning, we will head out to the Dominican Republic.
Whoa!
Dominican. Raf, you got your Speedo packed?
You betcha.
I didn't want to know that. That's tough.
Can you imagine, Raf?
I can't. I'm not imagining it.
275 in a Speedo.
No, I cannot.
Orange ones with a number 7 on the butt cheeks.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, those, my cheeks always have the 7, those 2 tattoos on.
Okay. That's enough of that.
I think somebody just crashed on O Street right now.
Yeah. Man, that's wild.
Raffy, what part of the DC you guys going to, man?
Oh, Romania, or La, I don't know. It's somewhere. I know it's Casa de Campo. I believe that's the name of it, or Casa de something. Casa de, yeah.
Casa de Campo, DC, something like that.
Yeah.
It actually was. I was referred to it about I don't know 8-9 months ago by Jeff Hogan. He owns Crux Cigars, and he said that was the best place he'd ever stayed at. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot.
Nice.
So, Rafa, what side are you guys going to be on? What side the water's at?
I don't know.
Rafa has no idea anything about this. He's just like, I know we're getting on a plane, and I know we're flying across water.
Well, it's got like really nice Pete Dye golf courses. I know that. So
I wonder if you guys will be on the Caribbean side. Actually, it's all kind of on the Caribbean. You got the Caribbean, and you'll be mostly on the Atlantic side. I'm curious, but
somebody help.
Be careful of that ocean. We talked about that earlier this week.
Raph,
last week.
Are you going to get in the ocean, Raph?
Okay, so if my wife was here right now, I would bring her in because we've been going back and forth. I want to snorkel, and she says I should probably not snorkel because I told her the last time I was in Lake Gunnersville here in Alabama a couple years back, I jumped in the water without a life jacket on, and I was like, oh my goodness, it's a lot harder to swim than what I remember when I was younger. So I should not have said anything about that, but I brought it up, and now she's like, you're not going to snorkel. You're going to freak out. And I'm like, no, I'll be fine. Just give me a life jacket, and I'll be in some flippers, and I'll be good to go. So we've been battling back and forth. So I had to have her call my mom last night and give my references that I went to the line.
It's your first fight as a married couple. That's incredible.
Yeah,
hey, you know what? Calling my mom.
Yeah, exactly.
I told her, I went to the YWCA back in the day. They used to have a pool like on the 6th floor or 4th floor at the YWCA. And then there was a lady that had a pool in her house a long time ago in Lincoln, Mrs. Todd. And I had to give my references to say that I do know how to swim. It's just a little bit harder now that I've aged a little bit and carrying a little bit more weight on me. That's all. But I'm ready to go. I'm going to see some sea turtles and hopefully no great white sharks because I don't want to see those.
Be looking at Raph like, hey, I ain't messing with that dude, man.
Yeah. Exactly. That's incredible. But
well, folks, Phil Steele. Just in case you don't know who Phil Steele is, he is the sports writer analyst who focuses exclusively on college and pro football. He's considered, he's very highly respected prognosticator. He is ESPN. Pat Ford said this about him. He goes, all the mags have their merits, but Phil Steele owns the game. And he literally, if you've not got his Phil Steele, his magazine, his preseason NFL and pro magazine, folks, literally there is a glossary. I gave one to my father-in-law last week. There's a glossary of words. I mean, just, acronyms that he has that
really,
he packs so much into those pages. There's not much space in that book, but he is the guy. But Phil Steele said Nebraska will have the easiest schedule in the Big Ten with a conference stacked with heavyweights. You guys, let me ask you this. He said it's the most manageable schedule in the Big Ten, 63rd toughest in the nation. But you guys, think about this, Raph. Is it really that soft? Because think about this. They go on the road to Maryland, Minnesota, UCLA, and Happy Valley to play Penn State. Raph, that schedule's no picnic, man. So what's your initial thoughts on Phil Steele's analysis of Nebraska schedule?
I think maybe if you were like Ohio State, maybe you'd look at it as manageable. But thing is this is Nebraska. We're still, still trying to claw our way back up to like that national top echelon of football teams. So I look at it, I guess if we were looking at it like 15, 20 years ago, I'd be like, okay, this is manageable. We used to, back in the day, look at the schedule and be like, well, we're going to be undefeated going to Oklahoma, or, well, we might have one loss going into Oklahoma. But in today's world, we've learned, I mean, me and you, the first year we went over the schedule 3 years ago, and we were like, oh yeah, we're winning every game. And we saw how well that took place. So I've in my years, as I've got older and grayer and married and all that stuff, I've took the AD approach that you got to just take one game at a time. No game is a given. You can end up in a dogfight at any given time. So I guess it's easy. The non-conference, we look at it and like, well, that looks pretty gettable, but again, that any game turns into a dogfight. So you've got to be ready to go every Saturday or Thursday.
Nick, start fast or else. You think about this, they're non-conference. Cincinnati, neutral side, of course, KC, you'll be there. Akron and Houston Christian, all those games are winnable. How crucial is it we go 3-0 to set the tone, Nick?
Well, it's massive. I think, though, guys, look at this is going to be, sound Kool-Aid-ish, but I'm not attempting to try to be Kool-Aid. You look at Nebraska's conference games, and they are able to, once again, for the second year in a row, I believe it is, first full year, they dodge Ohio State and Oregon. The two powerhouses in the conference. Nebraska doesn't have to play them. They're one of the few teams that doesn't have to play either one of those teams. You look at 2026, you have to play both of them. You have to play Illinois, who is could potentially a college football playoff team this year under Brett Bielema. You have to play Oregon next year, and you have to play Ohio State. Like this year, you look at this, your toughest opponent comes week 11 on the road, and your toughest home opponent is probably Michigan, I would imagine.
Oh, I would say Michigan, September 20th.
But they're not going to have a head coach. They'll have an acting head coach. Sharon Moore will not be in town. You're probably going to be still ushering in a true freshman quarterback in Bryce Underwood in Ann Arbor. That's going to be his first conference game as a Michigan Wolverine. Things line up really favorable for Nebraska. There's no excuse. Your toughest road test, like I said, doesn't come until late in the season in November in your 11th game of the season against Penn State.
Let me ask you guys this. Nick, you mentioned, obviously Sharon Moore will not be there.
Yeah.
In Memorial Stadium when they play because of the suspension. You're starting a new quarterback, a slew of other guys that'll be new. However, it is Michigan,
Sure.
Still
Yeah.
A team that has obviously been durable, that has won. They have won.
Well, yeah, they were national champions 2 years ago.
Exactly. So they've got that pedigree. They got guys on that roster that are still
Sure.
part of that. That game scares me. I think it's a big measuring stick early in the season. Raph and Nick, you look at this. I got the key home matchup. You got USC November 1st. That's going to be a Big Ten showdown, Memorial Stadium. You got Iowa, of course, on Black Friday. That's always going to be intense. We never know what the heck's going to happen there. So out of those games, you guys, don't you have to at least? Now, I don't want to skip ahead. Nick, you kind of mentioned how you feel about Michigan. Raph, what do you feel about Michigan? And all of this, guys, first of all, as we know, we ain't doing nothing but guessing because we have no idea what the heck they're going to look like. But that Michigan game, Raph, what is your thoughts on that one initially?
It's the same with Nick. They have a freshman quarterback, so that's being his first conference game. Probably being under, I'm not sure what Michigan's schedule looks like before that. Do they have any tough road games where they play it?
They go to Oklahoma, which is probably their toughest one.
And so it's, yeah, I think Nebraska has a chance there with the experience and being at home. I think that's definitely a gettable game for Nebraska, but Nebraska just can't get. Sometimes Nebraska gets sold on. They hear the name, and I think it kind of in the past it's kind of got them a little intimidated. They've just got to come in knowing that, you know, they're on equal ground as Michigan. And I think that they'll have a great chance at, you know, pulling that game out, but they just can't get lost into, well, they won a national championship 2 years ago, and this is Michigan. They just got to come in and, you know, just take care of themselves. I believe that's the key thing.
Go ahead, Nick.
I like Cubsker makes this is why the schedule conversation is so hit or miss. Cubsker makes a great point. He goes, how many times we said, oh, we'll be 7-0 going into this game, or 8-0 going here, and then we lose to Georgia Southern, and it's like, well, guess that didn't last long. That's what Cubsker just said. And,
just last year.
He makes a great point. I would say this, like, once again, is I'm looking at this as like big picture. It's strictly from a conference standpoint. And I sent you guys the message this morning. Indiana canceled a series against Virginia for the next couple of years. They're going to have to pay Virginia $500,000 because they canceled last minute on them. And they're replacing them with a very below average non-conference opponent. And I think this is going to be more and more common as we go on, just because really conference play is the one thing that matters. That is the one thing that matters, and the most, I should say. Nebraska playing Cincinnati is not going to do anything for their college football playoff hopes, right? However, when you look at, once again, the 2025 conference opponents for Nebraska, I cannot illustrate this enough. Let's look at like similar teams. Minnesota, all right? Minnesota, 2 of their 4 road games, Ohio State and Oregon. Those are 2 of the road games. 2 of the road games that they have to go to. Nebraska's road games, once again, Maryland, Minnesota, Penn State, and UCLA. UCLA, I think, is going to be a really interesting study this year with Nico Iamaleava, with obviously year 2 of Deshaun Foster, and somebody that beat Nebraska last year
at home.
It's going to be really interesting to see what the fan base is like when Nebraska travels there, I believe, the week before Penn State. But then it's Nebraska's road games. This is also the other interesting piece of the way the schedule lines up, guys. Nebraska, they don't ever alternate. It's always they're home for a week, they're on the road for 2 weeks. And they go back-to-back Maryland, Minnesota, and then later in the season, it's back-to-back road games, UCLA, then Penn State. It's how does that affect Nebraska having to play on the road 2 consecutive weeks, and not to mention 1 week they're going to UCLA, the next week and they're going to Penn State, opposite sides of the country.
Raph and Nick, I'm glad you brought up those 4 tough those road trips, because Raph, I personally think Maryland, Minnesota, of course UCLA. Well, I'm going to say this: Maryland may be the one you're like, okay, we'll see with that one. That's a team that beat us 2 years ago in Memorial Stadium. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Maryland, and that's a coach that I think is going to be fighting like crazy. As well. I'm not saying he's getting fired or anything like that, but I think there's some things they've got to get done, and that's a feisty team. There's not a game, me personally, on our schedule that I feel comfortable about. Not just being real, with an exception. I can't say there's an exception. People say, well, Akron, what about Houston Christian? Until Nebraska, as much as we all wanted to, until they prove they beat the teams they're supposed to beat, for me personally, I always have some nervousness on there. So, Raph, you look at Maryland, Minnesota, UCLA, Penn State, and I think me personally, if Nebraska wants to be taken seriously, they need to split or win 3 of those, at least 3 of those. Split or win 3 of those to see if they're really on the rebuilding track, Raph. That's just me, bro.
Dude, you look at it too. I think Nebraska still they've got to win the close games. I mean, that's been their fatal downfall over the past 4 or 5 years. Is that they play these close games and they look like they can win. So I think I think what'll really add to Nebraska this year too is an upgrade in special teams. I think that's going to be key for Nebraska. I think you just got to look at those small things, like they talked about chasing 3 last year all the time, but I think this year it's chasing the small mistakes, the stuff that's hurt Nebraska in the past, because it always feels like a lot of those games that Nebraska loses, we're looking back on it and we're looking at the mistakes Nebraska made. It's not so much, I mean, yes, we give credit to the other team, but it doesn't always feel like when Nebraska loses, we're always like, oh, if Nebraska would have done this, Nebraska would have done this. And it's not so much, what the other team did. It's what Nebraska did to shoot themselves in the foot.
Nick, here's something that stood out to me the most as I was thinking about this last night. Send you notes and Raph notes, and it's not fair, but at the same time, it's a barometer. Nebraska during the days of dominance. You look, just throw Nebraska out. You think of any team that's dominated.
Yeah.
They don't make a lot of critical mental mistakes. You know what I'm saying? They don't shoot themselves in the foot repeatedly and lose close games. Disciplined teams, and that's the word I'm going for, disciplined teams do not do themselves in. And Nebraska, Raf, has lacked that in crucial moments. Discipline. You remember, Raf, when we had William Washington on the show, and he had one blocking penalty his whole career, or something crazy like that.
Yep,
He is one of
false start.
Yeah, false start. He is one of many offensive linemen that could say that for literally years. We just didn't make crucial mistakes like that, Raf, and discipline. And we can talk special teams and all those things, and all those things are true. But in my opinion, Raf, I'm going to get your opinion on this and yours as well, Nick. My big word is discipline.
Yeah, no, as we talk about this, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to watch quarterback season 2 yet, but Joe Burrow, they're playing a game and they're up by 10 points. They win the game by 10. And he is irate. And I mean, but that's just, if you want to be a great football team, that's what you've got to live up to that. I mean, I listened to Kenny Bell talking about his Hall of Fame induction and how it was like, you're either with this, you're against. He's like, to be a great football team, you have to be in that. You have to demand the absolute best to be a great football team. I mean, a lot of people might make a lot of people mad. It might upset some people, but if you don't demand the best, you'll never be the best.
Guys, how about this? This is really depressing to think about. I'm scrolling. I'm one of my favorite websites to surf this time of year is cfbstats.com.
Mm-hmm.
What if I told you?
What if I told you?
Yeah, it's like ESPN 30 for 30. What we told you? That I'm all the way back at I can't find Nebraska through 2017. Nebraska, there we go. Okay. The last year, Nebraska had a positive turnover margin over the course of the season, 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They were net zero in 2019. But the last time that Nebraska had a positive turnover margin was in 2016. We're talking the last decade. Nebraska has not finished the season with a positive turnover margin. You talk about disciplined teams. You talk about not making mistakes. That is a statistic that you can actually look at and say, okay, how's Nebraska done in the turnover game? Last year, Nebraska, you remember 2 years ago, Nebraska was minus 17. Last year, minus 2. So made a pretty big jump.
Progress, yeah.
Made a pretty big jump.
Yeah.
However, still, the point remains that in 2019, Nebraska was net zero. 2016 was the last year that Nebraska had a positive turnover margin. They were +5 in 2016. To give you an idea, in 2024, a team like Indiana was +15, third in the country. Notre Dame +18. Colorado +12. Iowa +12. Penn State +10. Minnesota +9. I mean, we are talking about college football playoff teams. It doesn't have to be. James Madison last year was +20. It
They had a heck of a run.
It doesn't matter what conference you play in. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. It is just take care of business and do the little things correct, and you're gonna find success. Success will naturally find you.
You know, Nick, I think you're spot on with that, doing the little things right. And Rav, as you mentioned too earlier, that has been the bugaboo for Nebraska in those close games. And I'm just going by what I've experienced personally. I can't say what's going on down there now, other than what we see on paper. Like you said, those are those are the numbers there. But Raf, if you talk with anybody during the Osborne era, and I would probably say the Solich era as well, and just from talking with Kenny, the number of times I would say the Pelini era as well, but I'm only going to speak from Coach Osborne. I would hear this, Raf, and Nick, we would hear this over and over again. Run it again. Run it again. Run it again. Because you don't practice until you get it right. You practice until you can't get it wrong. That was the mantra. That was the mentality. That was the mindset. You run the play, you do the drill until you don't get it wrong. because that translates to game time, you know. Raph, with that being said, now Phil still says this: if Nebraska doesn't take a leap forward in 2025, it'll be disappointing.
Yeah.
So, is this a year, Raph, that you think Rule and Company turns Nebraska competitive to contender?
I think it's got to be. I think you've had, the first 2 years, you're starting to see just the foundation. Like we went to when he spoke the first year he came to Nebraska. I'll never, he always talked about, he's like, the only way that we're going to build Nebraska back to be successful again is we've got to build a strong foundation. We're not going to rush it. We're going to, build that foundation. I think if you look down at Nebraska, you look at the offensive line, you're starting to see that foundation. You're starting to see where it's not, well, we got a freshman, got to put him in right away. They're building a strong foundation. So I think this is one of those years this is that year. I think that where they've got to make a jump, or else I think you will start hearing questions just in today's world with the boosters the way they are. And it's always been that way at Nebraska. It's demanding. If you're and Coach Rule knows that. You are the coach of the University of Nebraska. Yeah, maybe the last 15, 20 years have not been that great, but it's still Nebraska. When you say Nebraska, you think football. I mean, yes, props to the volleyball team, but you still think Nebraska when you think football and Nebraska together. So I think, this is a huge year for Coach Rule and that team down there. And I think they have. And I think if you'd ask him, I think he's confident in what they have down there. I mean, we got a second-year quarterback. He got his feet wet last year. Played good at points. Kind of hit the wall there at the end of the year. They got a year under their belt. I think the defense. I love the front seven of the defense. I like the way we're set up. Now it's a time they got to go out and play on the field and be consistent.
One of the last things that I want to get your guys' thoughts on. I mean, so breaking this turnover number down even a little bit more here. I mean, this is a perfect example of how turnovers breed success and breed victories in the long run. In the games that Nebraska won last year, they forced 11 turnovers in a 7-win season. So you're talking about more than just one turnover a game. In the losses, they had a turnover margin of minus 2.17. Now, like, this isn't earthquake shattering numbers and analysis here to tell you, hey, if you turn over the football, you get more possessions than team A. If team A gets more possessions, they're probably going to win against team B. Like this is an earth shattering analysis, but once again, it's laid out for Nebraska and for us as consumers of the sport, to where in wins last year for Nebraska, they forced 8 interceptions and they recovered 3 fumbles. In losses, they had 3 interceptions and 3 fumbles. So you're talking about just the sheer number of the sheer number of turnovers. And once again, all those teams that I listed, the Indianas, the Notre Dames, the Clemsons, the Alabamas, even the Iowas of the world, who are at the top of this statistical category, wins follow them and consistency follows them. And so we get a lot of thoughts on the YouTube stream. Lane says Dylan fumbled 7 times last year, only lost 2 of them. We got pretty lucky at times. 100%. Like, no, that's like Lane. That's true. Just because Nebraska might recover fumbles, it's the ability to hold on to the ball in the first place, right? Because you recover a fumble in the backfield, you're back at 2nd and 14 instead of 2nd and 6. That changes your playbook, changes the way Dana Holgorsen wants to call the game. There's a lot of things that it can have this trickle or ripple down effect as well.
I'm glad you brought up Dana Holgorsen, Nick, because Raph, I'm going to ask you this. You mentioned, the freshman debut of Raul, of course. This is obviously a sophomore season coming up. You look at the stable of receivers he has to throw to this year. And not only that, Raph, they've got a whole offseason to work with the expectations of a Dana Holgorsen as far as route running, as far as blocking, etc. Do you think that proves a more intense effort that we'll see by the guys on the perimeter this year?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think having this summer and having, like I kept on saying last year when they brought him in, I'm like, well, he's only going to have 3 or 4 weeks to work with them. And it's like, so you never really saw, I understand that they'll still have, the plays and stuff that they've ran from the prior year, but being an offense coordinator, you're putting in, the stuff that and the stuff that you think works. So I think you're going to see, more hands-on from Dana Holgerson this year. You know, yes, he's called the plays last year. I get that, but I think you're going to see more of his plays, more of his creations, you know, setting things up. I know that I always thought that was a thing, like last year, earlier or not early, but kind of when we ran into it, it was just like we weren't setting anything up. We were throwing things up against the wall and seeing if it stuck. And I think that you're going to see more imagination and more play calling, like I said, just setting stuff up. And I think that's what Holgerson will bring to the play calling this year.
Oh, I'm just getting so excited. Football season's coming closer to dig more into this stuff. Raph, what do you got for the RGT, my brother?
All right, everybody. Today's Ralph's good take has to go out to the birthday boy, the man. He loves the TV show Dallas. He likes the Chicago Bears. He loves the Nebraska Cornhuskers. You got to give it out to Mr. Farrell's Jeff Essink. Jeff,
yes.
Happy birthday, brother. Hope you have a great day. Bears, they'll never be good. No, I'm just saying, just joking. Just joking. All the Bears
if there's hope for the Broncos, then there's hope for the Bears.
I'm just joking. I love the Bears. That's what I'm talking about. So, yeah. And then also, too, I was going to say, if you have a chance, watch the Jim Abbott show that came out, the new E60. Oh, my God. It's so powerful.
ESPN 360?
It's like the E60, like the little like show that they come out with. It's, I think it was called Southpaw, I believe. But, man, it's so good, so powerful. Wow, amazing career and just everything that he did outside that I did not know while he was playing. So super good. It was on after the home run hitting contest last night, so I'm sure it'll be on again.
Rafferty, you and Mama have an amazing trip, my man. Safe travels. I know I'll be in touch with you. Love you, bro. Appreciate you. Safe travels. Jeff Essink, happy birthday to you, my man. Folks, we'll be back. Talk some more football. It's The Drive.
Now back to the
MHC isn't new, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered. Specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last-minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
This July, Acres is celebrating the birth of our nation. The fireworks include the opportunity to save big with great pricing on our late model John Deere ag equipment. Plus, you can lock in interest rates as low as 1.9% on select used John Deere planters, tractors, sprayers, and combines. Red hot rates combined with our explosive discounts make July the perfect time to buy and save. Don't wait. These deals won't last long. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer July 31st, 2025. Subapproved financing. Offer may change anytime without notice.
Gannett Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gannett Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gannett Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GannettTrucking.com.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Play ball!
Ready for summer fun and ballpark vibes? Bring your pack to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. From May through August, the Lincoln Salt Dogs will be playing and the park will be popping with all the food, drinks, and fun you need for the perfect night out. Grab your friends, family, and coworkers and make plans now. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets. Come on out to the park and unleash the fun.
And award-winning softball season deserves a celebration. Don't miss your chance to congratulate Jordy Ball in person. Join the team at Midwest Bank for a special meet and greet on July 16th at their Jamie Lane location as they recognize her incredible achievements. Bring your friends, your team spirit, and your favorite gear for Jordy to sign, and it all kicks off at 4 p.m. They can't wait to see you there. Get all the details at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 94. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely, low around 68. And tomorrow, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, probably sunny skies with a high around 85. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Hopefully you and I agree that you should do everything you can to save your marriage. Divorce is hard, expensive, and its outcome is usually not all you hope for. However, when doing everything has failed, when divorce remains as your last option, consider Cordell & Cordell as your first choice to help you through the divorce process to a better place on the other side. We've been a partner men can count on for more than 30 years. Let us be that partner for you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln. 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That one lane, that one lane, that one lane. Big broad shoulders, big broad shoulders, big broad.
There's we're setting something up, Terrell and myself, to play the new college football video game, AD. Terrell, I guess Terrell just said he just got it yesterday. And so we were talking about our franchises that we use. We used Nebraska. I don't know if you know any of this, but there's a piece of it to where everybody that plays franchise mode with Nebraska, a portion at the end of the year will go to the NIL department.
What?
EA, yeah. So they have it tied in to where basically EA Sports or whoever is in charge of the video game, they are going to look at how many franchises or dynasty modes were played with each participating school.
So you guys don't have to pay for a franchise mode,
No,
right?
I mean, you got to pay for the game, which is expensive in its own right.
How much is the game?
I think it was $70.
Okay, that's not as bad. I mean, it's still expensive.
Yeah,
Not
it's
as bad as I thought. I thought
expensive.
it would be like a C note or something.
No. So I mean, anyway, so like there's a lot of people that will play with Nebraska, and they'll play as many as they can for dynasty modes, and I'm sure there's a lot of Texers out there that have done that as well. And then at the end of the year, they will divvy up some of the proceeds, some of the funds, and they'll give them to the NIL department. So I don't expect it to be thousands and hundreds and thousands of dollars, but if you're, this is one way. If you're complaining about your school's NIL fund, here's the way to help out.
Play some video
games. Quit your job. Play some video games. No, I'm kidding. Do not quit your job because you need to make
Swim
money.
told me to quit my job, honey.
yeah.
Support the U.
Yeah. That'd be very awkward. Hey, honey, I'm quitting my job because I want to support Nebraska's NIL fund. Well, what about our family?
Honey, it's called sacrifices. It's called sacrifices.
Yeah. I need you to go back to work. Kidding. Do not.
So Nick, how often do you play that game?
I've played it like one day. I have not played it.
Because it just came out, right?
Yeah, it came out last week. I didn't get early access. Like you can pay for early access and stuff. I didn't get that. It's very similar to 2025. I'm sure a lot of people, like I said, like Cubsker, our usual video game connoisseurs on the text line that play it, they'll be able to give you more input on it. But I started a dynasty with Nebraska, and I started a dynasty with Georgia State because I always play one, and then I play another one that's like with one of the worst teams in the game, and I try to rebuild them.
Because you do NIL deals and
so the transfer portal's alive and well in that game, man.
Sounds like a lot of work.
The transfer, well, it is. It's like your real life. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. But no, the transfer portal's alive and well. You gotta try to persuade guys to stick around. You gotta recruit guys. I'm in a recruiting battle against like Washington on one of my guys for Nebraska. Like it's a whole deal. Like you set up visits, you set up like pitches. It's a whole thing. But is it time consuming? Is it dumb? Maybe.
But you know, it's a good break.
Here we are.
It's a mental break from the
Something like
monotony and the chaos of the real world, and you just kind of check out virtually for a little bit. Have
So I
some
think,
fun doing
like,
it.
honestly, what's going to happen is I'm going to be playing my college football dynasty, and then I'll be watching the All-Star game on the phone
simultaneously.
That's basically what's going to be multitask.
How long does the game? Is it regular? Like, how long would a game take you about to play?
Well, you can set the time.
Right, for
Like,
different quarters.
I put it at 5 minutes. Hardest difficulty. It's called Heisman difficulty. And you play. There's a lot of guys that will simulate defense because they only want to play offense. But there's things you got to be able to read coverages. You got to change pass protections. Like, you got to do a whole thing.
So
there's a lot to it.
So back in the day, little AD learned how to count by fives and tens because I would play video games when he was little.
Yeah.
And it would be me and John Goodwin,
Okay.
executive director at the Malone Community Center. Another buddy of ours named my frat brother, Tony Williams, be Tim Roseberry, and we would battle on that game. Akam Udofia would play, Cedric Brown would play, and we would just battle on those games, man. Tyrone Williams, when we were roommates, I could never beat Tyrone, though, because Tyrone was really good in the game. Tommy didn't play too much, but Tommy played. Frazier played, Baron Miles, but those games were fun. But I literally wouldn't even know what button to push. I haven't played a video game since my boys were little. So
Yeah, it's pretty complicated. But like, I'm to the point now. Like when we're on the road the next week and a half or so, like there won't be any withdrawals. Like it's to the point where I don't get to play enough to where I'm like
to get
shaken because I don't play. I'm not playing.
Anybody got them controllers?
Haven't touched the controller in 6 days. I'm starting to shake. Like I'm not. That's not where we're at. So
well, I tell you what, Miami Northwestern, they suspended former NFL pro quarterback Teddy Bridgewater. Now you may have heard this story already, because his high school employer, his alma mater at Miami, they said that he was providing impermissible benefits to the players. Now I'm going to read this to you. Bridgewater's reported suspension was linked to a previous Facebook post that he had made on the Miami native showcased earlier this month on July 7th. The document revealed that Bridgewater had been covering $700 per week in Uber, $2,200 per week pregame meals, and $1,300 per week athletic recovery services for his players this past season.
Yeah.
Players who could no way in Hades afford these on their own because of the area they live in, etc.
Yeah.
Nick, what the heck are we doing, man?
Well, I think it's a pretty big conflict here because from the human morality side, like I think you and I sit here and go, there's nothing wrong with that. Like there's Teddy Bridgewater is giving these guys an opportunity to hopefully set their football careers on a track, on a path to where they're able to afford these things in the future.
Right.
That they're helping themselves out. Yes. And Teddy Bridgewater is a guy that's been in and out of the league. Obviously had a pretty gruesome knee injury that kind of ended his time in the NFL, but he's been in and out and he was with the Detroit Lions for a while. But I think that when you look at Teddy Bridgewater specifically, we have conversations in recruiting where it's, man, look at this guy. He goes to Bishop Gorman High School. Look at this guy. He goes to St. John Bosco or IMG.
Calabasas.
Yeah. We're talking about
Bassis, actually.
Yeah, Calabasas. We're talking about high school programs and a lot of them in Texas that costs a lot of money.
A lot.
To go and to attend, but it sets you up incredibly well for your future. The high school, Miami Northwest, was unable to afford it. And maybe there's even something to be said about unwilling to pay for it. Maybe they could afford it and they were unwilling to pay for it. And so Teddy Bridgewater's looking at this and going, as a head coach, what's my responsibility? Get these guys on the right track as best of a chance possible to get them into a situation to where they're going to be able to afford for themselves and be able to live. And if football and athletics are that route, then great. If not, then guess what? I can afford, if you're Teddy Bridgewater, you can afford taking a chance on some guys. And Miami Northwest was pretty good last year. It resulted in success.
Which makes me think, Nick, is this, now, of course,
yes.
which makes me think, because it wasn't someone outside that blew the whistle. It was then you'd be able to understand kind of like the situation even happened here in Nebraska when the the young man that the team that had to forfeit their state championship in football. Remember that? Who was that? West Side?
Yes. No, it was Gretna.
Gretna. So maybe someone blew.
And that part, I mean, Gretna's was an ineligible player on their roster. There was no benefits there.
But what I'm saying is, it was somebody on the opposing team, or outside. We don't know for sure, but there's always whispers. So it wasn't like this was someone that was jealous against, Miami Northwest. Was like, hey, those guys are receiving improper benefits. It was one of those ones. He disclosed it.
My other thing is, like, if I'm playing against him and I find out that Teddy Bridgewater Ubered his quarterback to the game and paid $35 for this Uber, like. Really? That doesn't create any competitive disadvantage to me.
He's providing meals so his players can eat.
And so this is where I think there's a really, really dark line and dark area to where morally we're sitting here going, who cares? Like,
he's feeding kids.
Yeah, like let's think about this. But then I guess from the rules, it's impermissible benefits. And so it's like, which one do you follow? Do you follow the human element, the human side of things, or do you follow the quote unquote rules that are set in place? And it's just like, because here's, let me play devil's advocate for you, AD. Okay. If you can equate it to the NIL world and things like this, if you allow this to slip, where do you draw the line? If you allow this to, now I granted, I'm firmly on the side of I think Teddy Bridgewater is doing the best for his players. But where do you draw the line? If you allow this to go on, where do you draw the line?
I think the line comes to humanity.
Okay, sure. And that could be your answer. And I think that's an accurate and acceptable one.
I think it comes to humanity. These are, because now here's what I have a problem, Nick. If he was providing these guys with cars, things that weren't related
luxury items.
Exactly.
Yes.
If it was luxury items, then I'm kind of like, bro, they don't need that.
100%.
But when you're providing vehicles,
you're providing the bare minimum.
Bare minimum food and PT, physical therapy and recovery.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, what are we doing here?
It's bizarre.
Would it be okay? So would they feel better if those kids all went down to the city mission? Not knocking that because we need them. But you have a coach who is financially able to provide resources, to provide foods, transportation, and recovery for his team. It's like, what are we doing? But yet a kid can go to Texas Tech, NIL, and say, I'm going to make 2.5 to 5 million while I'm still in high school, but you better not Uber that kid across town to get to camp.
And when you're asking these guys to participate in potentially 2-a-days, you're asking them to participate in 3-hour practices. You're asking
parents, many of them don't have vehicles to get them to their practice.
But when you're asking them to do all this, the physical strain on their bodies, you have to fuel them. And like, once again, this is not us just saying, hey, here's an extra prime rib dinner for you. No, this is bare minimum stuff. This is bare minimum stuff.
I'm glad you said bare minimum, because here's a perfect example. Okay, when I was in high school, I worked at the Salvation Army Community Center in their summer camps. Okay, I went there as a kid, and the Lancaster County Health Department, I don't even know if they still do this anymore, but anyway, they provided a lunch for all the kids when we were down there. Now, we didn't have a lot of money growing up, but my parents were able to provide lunch for us. And my dad would leave it was $1.25 or $1.50 for lunch at the school during the school year. And we'd go in my parents' room, and my dad would have sometimes in all quarters, we'd give our lunch money. And there were times that my dad would forget, which wasn't very often. And we'd call Pegler's, and my dad, we forgot my lunch money. He'd go, oh, I'll bring it down to the school. I got you. $1.25. So the Lancaster County provided those lunches for us at the Salvation Army Community Center.
Wow.
Well, these kids here, they weren't bringing us down, Ataris.
Yeah.
They weren't bringing us new pair of, the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson weapons Converse shoes. No, to your point, Nick, they were bringing us bare minimums. If we're going to be upset as a society for Teddy Bridgewater providing his players with the bare minimums, we got a huge problem with society.
It's wild.
We had a huge problem with it, man. I just thought that was ludicrous. You know what? And he goes, you know what? And he goes, I stand on it and I do it again.
100%.
And you know what? And God bless him. I'm for Teddy Bridgewater taking care of his kids, man.
Pro Teddy Bridgewater show.
Yeah. Real fast, 2140 says the impermissible rules can seem to cause some inequities. Ideally, we should want every potential student athlete to have the same opportunities. And you know what? That's why I think he did it, because other schools have the resources to do it for their kids, where these other kids may not have those same resources. So totally feel you, brother. When we come back, folks, the 80 attitude adjustment as we ride out another day. We'll be right back.
Now back to the drive with
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Hi, folks. The weather is for sure heating up, and Coppell Chevrolet GMC is following suit. The discounts are really as good as they've ever been. $14,500 off list price, or 0% financing on select new models. Folks, you heard that right. Smoking hot deals at Coppell. $14,500 off list price, or 0% APR. So take that short drive down 144th Street or at CoppellCars.com. STK number G269520. All deals with trade-in and approved credit.
Play ball! Ready for summer fun and ballpark vibes? Bring your pack to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. From May through August, the Lincoln Salt Dogs will be playing and the park will be popping with all the food, drinks, and fun you need for the perfect night out. Grab your friends, family, and coworkers and make plans now. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets. Come on out to the park and unleash the fun.
MHC isn't new, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered. Specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last-minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Hopefully you and I agree that you should do everything you can to save your marriage. Divorce is hard, expensive, and its outcome is usually not all you hope for. However, when doing everything has failed, when divorce remains as your last option, consider Cordell & Cordell as your first choice to help you through the divorce process to a better place on the other side. We've been a partner men can count on for more than 30 years. Let us be that partner for you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln. 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SartorHeyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back for our last segment. It's been a good ride. Thanks for riding with us.
It's been a quick one.
It's been a quick ride. Absolutely, man. It's been a quick ride. I wanted to read this real fast. IQ Crew, good morning to you, brother. He goes, talking about Teddy Bridgewater, and if in case you're just joining us, you missed it. Teddy Bridgewater, former NFL quarterback, is a coach at Miami Northwest. Northwestern was suspended because of, they said, there were benefits he shouldn't be given. Those benefits were Uber rides, food, and basically therapy for the players when they were getting hurt.
Yeah.
Basically to see trainers and things of that nature. IQ Crew, I think you nailed it. He goes, if he gives money in the form of dumbbells and treadmills, they slap his name above the door to the weight room. Since it's logistics and food, it's illegal. Strange. IQ Crew, I'm right with you on that.
And to that point, I mean, one is you're donated, to the organization, to the school. And the other one is you're directly benefiting the kids. But once again, is if they're 2 years older, or here's the thing, if it's 6 months later and they're part of a collegiate institution, it's encouraged.
No problem. Yeah, let's give these guys, let's give them $100,000 in weight room equipment, but they don't have food to eat and no way to get here.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Hey, we'd love you to be on the team. Oh, you don't have a way to get here?
Sucks to be you.
Sorry, you don't get this opportunity. I just think from once again, like we said, the human side of things.
Yeah,
it's
we've
just
lost track.
I was shocked. Well, because I saw the initial Teddy Bridgewater tweet where he's like, look, this is getting expensive. He's like, it's not a ton of money, but it's like, hey, if he's got the name, okay, as we talk NIL, he's got the name recognition where he can benefit a business. He can benefit something. And I really hope that a national brand decides to step up and say, you know what? Oh, hey, we're going to provide cleats for everybody. Or, hey, we're going to provide meals. Whether it's, there's a lot of those food companies, Factor, or like those types of things, HelloFresh, like things like that. Those companies that provide the individualized meals and stuff that are a little healthier for you, they could easily say, hey, look, we're going to provide dinners from the start of fall camp till the last game of the season.
Right.
And it's essentially high school NIL deals are all over the place.
Right.
You just got to find a way, I guess, to find the loophole and play it.
Absolutely.
Play the game.
Yeah, I'm all for Teddy Bridgewater, man. I love what he did because I went to school with a lot of kids and lived around a lot of kids that were in those same situations. And like I said, we made too little to get it. We made a little too much to qualify, but my father busted his tail off for us, man. So shout out to Teddy, man.
He's being a good human.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Folks, the AD attitude adjustment is this, and I posted it this morning pretty early. It says every single day, it's a picture of my journal, has the date that's today's date, and it's blank. Every single day starts as a blank page. No lines written, no mistakes made, just opportunity, folks, even at 10:55. You hold the pen, and the pen, folks, is your attitude. You get to write it. I have a lot of pages that I can look back in my life in my journals and be like, what in the world was I thinking? And I have other pages, there are ones like, you know what, you still need to learn this lesson. Will today's story be one of resilience, growth, or gratitude, regret, excuses, or hesitation? There will be things that will happen today, folks, still that you'll have no control over. But there will also be many things that you will have control over, and mainly it's your attitude. It's always your choice, folks. Quick little thing I want to say, and start saying this the rest of the day, Nick, every time. Folks, get to your physicals, men. Get to your screenings. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. You get one life. Take care of it. As Ralph always says, we'll say, be nice. We'll ride with you tomorrow.
While folks love all of Hog Wild's award-winning barbecue options, many have a real soft spot for the Carolina pulled pork sandwich. Hog Wild serves their tender, slow-smoked pulled pork on a soft bun and piles it high with tangy coleslaw. There's nothing else on the menu like it. The added bonus? You get to have a side dish like curly fries or baked beans. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Hi, folks. The weather is for sure heating up, and Coppel Chevrolet GMC is following suit. The discounts are really as good as they've ever been. $14,500 off list price, or 0% financing on select new models. Folks, you heard that right. Smoking hot deals at Coppel. $14,500 off list price, or 0% APR. So take that short drive down 144th Street or at koppelcars.com. STK number G269520. All deals with trade-in and approved credit.
This July, Acres is celebrating the birth of our nation. The fireworks include the opportunity to save big with great pricing on our late model John Deere ag equipment. Plus, you can lock in interest rates as low as 1.9% on select used John Deere planters, tractors, sprayers, and combines. Red hot rates combined with our explosive discounts make July the perfect time to buy and save. Don't wait. These deals won't last long. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer July 31st, 2025. Subproof financing. Offer may change anytime without notice.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection